They're not excited about it. They're not involved. So why is the preacher always talking about being involved? Why is the preacher always talking about being committed? Why is the preacher always talking about being faithful? When many of our parents don't even take it serious. So he says, who should preach the word? And verse 3 is what really gets me.
For the time will come.
For the time will come. Now let me tell you something. When Paul wrote this to Timothy, notice what he said. He said, for the time will come. Let me tell you something. It's here. It's here. When Paul wrote it to Timothy, he said, for the time will come. What's going to happen when time comes?
When they will not endure sound doctrine.
When people will not endure sound doctrine. Is it here? How many can see? It's here. It's here. In the old days, man, when you said you were a Christian, nothing stopped you from going to worship. Nothing. Those folks didn't have jobs where they sit and watch a computer screen. Those men didn't have jobs where they wore suits and ties. They worked in somebody's field. Worked hard. But you know what? When they had an opportunity to serve God, they did it. They were loyal. He said, the time will come. Time is here now.
When they will not endure.
And you know what? It's getting worse. I told you last week. I don't know. Since I retired, I have a lot of time to read. And I was looking last week that 36% now of people who confess to be Christians, they're no longer faithful. In fact, it's been this way for decades. When summer vacation come now, kids out of school, and don't get me wrong, I think people ought to go on vacation. But we forget all about them. Poor church suffer. Get mighty quiet. Is it too cold? Turn the air to your own arm and get cold. But cool is conducive to learning. But let me tell you something, Brooke. It's not just when they go on vacation. It's not just when they go on vacation when they neglect God. It's not that. It's whenever something else happens that they put more value in than the church, they will neglect God. Most folks go around talking about, I hate that old fair when you come to Jackson. That's the first place they go. And they say, the prices go up every year, but you still spend it. And then a show up on church Sunday. Still got on that armband they put on you, so you ain't took no bed. And talk about, I ain't got nothing to put in church. No, you left it all at the fair. Time will, it's here. He told Timothy, you be careful, it's coming. And if you don't prepare, that's why we have to preach the gospel. I like those rhythm and rhyme sermons, but this is the teeth of it. He said,
for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine,
but
after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
They want folk, that's what I told you, man. As long as you give me make me feel good. Don't tell me about what I'm doing wrong. Just make me feel good. Just tell me to praise the Lord. Don't tell me what I'm doing wrong. Don't tell me that I need to be more committed. Don't tell me I need to be faithful. And certainly don't bother me If I got a cold on Sunday, I've had cold all week, but I ain't visiting people's job. But it's still on Sunday, but I'm not coming to church. And I want the church to pray for me that I'll get over my cold. What if you ask them people on the job to pray for you to help you get over your cold? Where is our loyalty? Well, we miss that. We miss it altogether. We are to be loyal to God. I know God has rich blessings for us. I'm taking him at his word. If he says that Paul said the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, I believe God can do anything for us. But I first of all believe we have to get conditioned to be faithful to him. Sometimes we got our eyes on too many things. Now, Paul had some of them guys that weren't faithful to him. They abandoned him. Demas, well, I'm not going to go to him yet. But loyalty is, as I said, is one of those things of faith. It's a quality that in America that's fading. Nobody's loyal to anybody anymore. And now in our business society, especially in sports, and all these guys like sports, it's money. Who can pay the biggest check? Now, all of us are interested in money. I certainly like to have. I don't need what they get. But what I'm saying is, what about our commitment to a person, or to an idea, or to a system? We don't have that anymore. Our culture has changed, and people no longer. I can remember, and I know times have changed drastically. My wife just told me the other day. She said, "It's okay to change every once in a while, because I don't change. I don't change. When I'm committed, I'm committed. Me and her fall out. She ain't going nowhere, and I ain't. We got a big house with all that bedrooms in it, but we got one bed we sleep in. I don't care if we fight. You ain't going to get in another. I'm going in another. No, you ain't. We staying in this bed. I don't change much. I'm probably the only person in Jacksonville still drives all this debtors. Most folks pay stuff over the line. They forget about it. Not me. I got to get in the car, drive over, look in their face, hand them a check. Don't not a debit card, a check. Yeah, and get a receipt. I know them all. They know me. They see the truck when it comes smoking, come up on the lot. Here comes Mr. Coffey. I'm probably the only one person that still do that. I got mad in Clay County. I said, y'all moved the office down further. It's down in Greenville now. They said, we're going to put another one back up here. We got a couple of people complaining. I said, a couple. They said, you and some others. I'm just saying that I'm just loyal. I see what the meaning of the word loyalty means. It means something to me. It meant something to my parent. It meant something to my father. And when you look at the etymology of the word loyal, comes from in the Latin, it means a couple of things, and in the French, it means something. But the American designation of the word loyalty is the most popular. Loyalty is something consistent. It's constant support of something, somebody, or a system. You just stay with them. You don't be changing whichever way the wind blows. That's our society. Whichever way the wind blows. Folks are desperately in love today. They'll spend $100 million on a wedding and 5-minute preparation on the marriage. So they can get married today and spend $100 million. Next week they divorce. Come on. If you ever did me that way with $100 million, you're gonna stay with me the rest of your life. I had to chain you to me. You ain't going nowhere. I spent $100 million. In fact, it don't have to be that much different. If I spend $50, you gonna change. But when we got married, it wasn't but $3. And I was complaining about that. I said, what all you take out of this $3? I mean, it's just the mindset. It's an idea, it's a custom, when you obey the gospel of Christ, what did you have in mind when you said, yes, I believe that Jesus died? What did that mean to you? How did it make you feel? Did it resonate in your soul that I have made now a commitment to God and I've got to stand on my loyalty? What did that mean when you took that? So you have to stand. It's a legion. You know what a legion is? When somebody tells me, Coffey, I'm going to be with you, I'm looking for you to be there. Amen. It's a religion. Man, we say, I pledge allegiance to flag. We want to be loyal to. But do we ever pledge allegiance to one another? First of all, do we pledge allegiance to God? We pledge allegiance to the flag. But do we ever say, I pledge allegiance to God, His Son, and the system of doctrine that they teach? I pledge allegiance to, and I'm going to stand on that. But many times we miss it. Many times we miss it. My time is flowing away. Let's go back to the text. Maybe I can give an example and then I'll stop. You okay, Brother Smith? You are? Okay. In 2 Samuel, we can back up there. In 2 Samuel, this is just good teaching. When I read this for myself, I said, this is just so powerful. I don't know if I can do justice of getting all the meat out of this. In chapter 15, and verse 19. He said, Then
said the king to Ittai, the Gittite.
The king said to Ittai, the Gittite,
wherefore goest thou also with us?
Man, why are you going with us? That's a powerful statement. He said, why? You don't have to go. You have, what's the old saying? You don't have a dog in this fight. So why do you want to go? That's what David is saying to Ittai. Why do you want to go? Now, if God asked us that, we were involved. Oh, we'd have excuse for you. You wouldn't even have to ask. His question would be, why you ain't going? Now, why do you want to go? Oh, why you ain't going, Coffey? Well, what you say? Oh, your foot hurting? He said, but David said, he said,
wherefore goest thou?
Why do you want to go with us? He said,
return to that place.
Man, you can go home
and abide with the king.
You can go home and be with the king.
For thou art a stranger.
He said,
and also an exile.
You're not even one of us. So when you're on the way home, it's not like they're going to surrender, because you don't even look like us. You don't even have the same mentality we have. I mean, why do you want to go with us?